is why I read. This month, this stack of books right here is why I read high fantasy. And baby, I'm flipping, like, surely this isn't the twist. Like, I don't even want to tell y'all that I read these books. Like, I'm so, like, don't look at me. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my April reading wrap up. I had a really successful reading month. Like, when I said I was getting back to my reading thing, I was getting back to my reading thing, and I did that. So I have read 16 books and 1 DNF in the month of April. And like, I hate to do it. I'm not above doing it, but like, I'm so disappointed in the book that I DNF'd because it was, I had high hopes, and we're gonna get into it here in a second. But first, if you're new here, the way I do my style of reading wrap up videos is I go from like my least rated book to my highest rated book, and then I give you guys my like synopsis or my feelings on the book in 3 words or phrases, roughly. Sometimes it's like 4 words, but you get me. Like, definitely a short little sneaky bite of how I feel about the book, or like what the book was about, or what I took away from the book, just so that I'm not rambling on and on and on and on for like an hour about 15 books or 17 books in this month's case. So without further ado, if you like that style of video, give the video a thumbs up, and I will do more like this in the future. I tend to stick to this style, but like, if y'all ain't with it, y'all ain't with it. So just make sure you give the video a thumbs up, so I'll keep doing them. And if you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing before moving on. Other than that, let's get into the books. This was a crazy month. This was a crazy reading month, and this is why I read. This month, this stack of books right here is why I read. And I said it, I like went back and I watched my TBR for this month, and I was like, there's gonna be some 5 stars. And boy, were there some 5 stars. Let's get into it. Okay, so number 1, the first book that I'm going to talk about is my DNF, and it is Sky Full of Elephants by Fable Campbell. I still have my bookmark in where I got to, so I got a decent bit into the book. I think I'm on page 173, chapter 26. So I gave it a fair freaking shot. Over half of the book, right? Why'd you DNF it, Anita? The female main character takes the freaking cake for the most insufferable of recent history anyways. I could be forgetting someone in the past. Like, the most insufferable character, and I could not see the book for her. And that is saying something about Fable Campbell's writing. So will I pick up more from this author? Absolutely, because you did what you meant to do with that character, because it was just too much of a response for me, like, to be able to like sit through the book. And it'd be different if it was a side character, because like, okay, I don't gotta read everything about you, but like, no, the book is literally about this girl essentially, and I just couldn't like, I'm sure I was meant to feel this powerfully, but maybe just like 2 notches down so that I could actually finish the freaking book. But yeah, there is a lot of like information in this, and I saw someone put in their review that it was kind of not organic. It felt like you were being hit over the head with a bunch of facts. And yes, like, that's why people say reading isn't political. Like, this is a very excellent example of reading being political, and I didn't mind that at all. Did I feel like it was kind of like a plot, like a stick into the book, like a little sprinkle, like, okay, I want to inform my readers, versus like, this is natural for like conversation? Yes, I did feel like it was like a inserted for the reader, but still, I didn't mind that. What I did mind was Sydney's act. Okay, so that's that. I talked way too long. That's way more than 3 words, but I DNF'd it, unfortunately. The next book I have no rating for this because it is nonfiction. It is Undue Burden by Shefali Luthra. This is Life and Death Decisions in Post-War America. The 3 words. Oh, I didn't tell you the 3 words. I put irritating AF. Okay, 3 words for this I have are important, reflective, and terrifying. If I didn't already say, this is about post-Roe America, like when the overturning of Roe v. Wade happened and what that has done for female reproductive rights. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to get too political. I talked about this briefly in a recent video, but I do think it was a very thought-provoking, powerful, enlightening book. Next, I have a TBD rating, right? That is for The Rage of Dragons by Evan Minter. This was the first book. I even cheated a little bit. I started reading this the last day of March. And then I was like, okay, full send April 1st, right? And I read this book and I want to say it was under a week. So that is giving something, because this is over 500 pages. This was highly anticipated, but also high fantasy. And baby, it was good. I'm not gonna hold you. It was good, but it requires a reread, and that is my 3 words for this. It requires a reread, because my little pea brain, I say it all the time, didn't pick up everything that I think it was meant to pick up. So now that I kind of know the flow and what to expect and like what might have been meant, I feel like I could stand a second read for clarity so that I can move on to book 2, because this does end with a little bit of a bang. And I want to know what my man Tao's getting up to moving forward. So this was really, really good. I feel like I probably should have annotated this, and I probably should have read this and only this, not reading it alongside other books. I probably should have immersive read the entire thing. Like, it requires a lot of attention, and I don't think I gave it that. So it's going to require me to run it back, and then I will give a solid review of this one. All right, now to the books that actually have ratings. I have Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I rated this one 3 stars, and the 3 words I have for this are cool, but underwhelming. Like, the internet really hyped this up. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe my expectation for a thriller is just like to the freaking roof, to the moon, foreshadowing something later on in the video about To the Moon. But anyways, unpopular opinion, I feel like Freedom and Fathom books is better than this. Don't hate me. It was cool, but it was underwhelming. Like, the twist at the end, I was like, I'm flipping, like, surely this isn't the twist. Like, I was so underwhelmed. I was so underwhelmed by that. Yeah, next, moving on, I have The Love Simulation by Etta Easton. This is her second book, and I rated this one 3 stars. 3 words I have for this are cute, but not a standout. Like, this is giving palate cleanser. This is giving turn your brain off. This is giving cute, fluffy, cozy, no drama, no high stakes, nothing. Like, tiny bit of spice. Like, if you can even call it, I would call it flavoring. It's not that deep. And also I put on here Jasmine Guillory. If you like, or Guillory. If you like that author, which I very much do, you would like this book, or you would like this author's writing style. Like, it really didn't give anything crazy. So I would definitely go to her for like palette cleansers, but like something like transformative that's going to stick with you. This is be something that you honestly probably will forget in the future. Then I have The Vow by D. Rose. I read that on my Kindle. I'll put a picture here. The 3 words I have for this are sweet, approachable, and more. So this is it is a like marriage of convenience book, and the 2 main characters, a female and male main character, like knew each other beforehand, and I feel like that's what made it a little bit more approachable. They were friends, like they kind of had like a little bit of an attraction, but they never like explored it for whatever reason, and like they actually liked each other, and it just grew to be something more, and it was really, really sweet. And I felt like this would be excellent as a full-length novel. This is a novella, so I feel like if I can read, and D. Rose has lots of books. This is the first book that I read from her, and I definitely have more on my Kindle, but yeah, if I get to like a full-length novel of hers, like I feel like I would really, really vibe with her stories. This one was just a little short for me, which is why I didn't give it a higher rating, because like I wanted more from the story. Like, it was so cute. Next up, I have the Made to Love series. Is that what it's called? I think it's Made to Love series, More to Love. Anyways, it's these from Alexandria House, and I put them all together. I rated them all 3.5 stars. I have Real Love, which is book 3, Made to Love, which is book 2, also my favorite in the series, and then I have Higher Love. I told you guys these covers, they're freaking beautiful. This one is like probably my favorite cover, because these are some sexy couples. I ain't gonna hold you, they is sexy. Oh, tell me they're not sexy. You can't. Anyway, what I put for these, the 3 words I put for Made to Love, whoops, oh sorry, Higher Love is first. The 3 words I put for this are jilted and trapped. That describes like the 2 main characters. The female main character was ghosted, actually put it ghosted, by her fiance. And then the male main character was trapped by his ex-girlfriend. Like, what the heck? Then the second one is Made to Love, and this was my favorite of the series, and I put artist lover boy meets scarred. I put scarred meets scorned lover girl. He is, the male main character is an artist. He does poetry, and the female main character has got, like, someone put the okie doke over my girl, and like it was her man of like 3 years or something like that. Turns out whole time he was married. Like, hello. And she's kind of just like, oh my gosh, I made all the worst decisions, you know, I can't trust my instincts and my gut, I move way too quickly. And she sees this guy, this poet, and she's like, ooh, I feel something in my spirit, right? And he sees her and he's like, ooh, I feel something in my spirit. And she's like, I kind of want to talk to him, but no, like I can't trust myself. And it goes from there. But it is really sweet and like sensual, and like I loved it. And then finally we have Real Love. I put simple but relatable, or simply and highly relatable. So this one, female main character, she works at a bank. She's been working there for years. The male main character comes in. He's like, hey, I need a business loan. And she's like, sorry, I hate to tell you, but like you don't qualify. And like they get real prickly over that. Then next thing you know, like a week later or something like that, her car breaks down and she calls like AAA or like a tow guy or something like that. Guess who pulls up? The man she denied the loan for. And he's like, oh, so she's like, oh shoot. He's like, do you want me to help you or not? Like, and then they kind of like patched up, and it kind of explained where their headspaces were when they were prickly with each other. Then they develop a friendship, and then it grows from there. And I just feel like that is so relatable. Like, tell me you haven't had like a bad day at the same time somebody else was having a bad day, and then, you know, you have to reconnect, or you have to like re-engage in some way, shape, or form, and then you're like, you know what, they weren't so bad. It was probably just a bad day, and like, I kind of, you cool. And then maybe it grows into something else, and it does. And there's a little bit of conflict in this one with like family members, but I think it was a very approachable book. And if you know, you know, I love Alexandria House. The next book I have is, okay, so the next 3, we're gonna go real quick, okay, because I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to tell y'all that I read these books. Like, I'm so like, don't look at me. Don't look at me. But the first one is Bow Down. It's Bow Down. I can't remember the name of the author. Is it Masterpiece? I'll leave it here on the screen. The 3 words I have for this were I wasn't ready. I saw Brit and her books on Bookstagram recommend this. And honestly, you know what? Looking at the cover, I shouldn't have been surprised. I shouldn't have been surprised, okay, because it gave. But go into it blind. I went into it blind. Go into it blind. Then the next one I have is One Night Only. This is, I'll leave it on the screen. I can't remember the author. I read these on KU, which is why I don't have it like readily here. Excuse me. But I rated this one 3.5 stars. And the 3 words I have for this are literally like the subtitle, and it is Shifter Romance Novella, and that's really all I'm gonna say without getting too much into it. It's a shifter. It's my first shifter book. It's my first shifter book, and it was like paranormal. It was very like, it kind of gives spooky season, even though it was set on Valentine's Day, I'm pretty sure. It was really short, and it was engaging. Like, it had a little bit of grit to it, and I feel like if it was a 5-star, if it was like a full-length novel, it could have been a 5-star, like, because you could tell the author is going somewhere more with the themes. And she even says that there are going to be more books in this series with like the sub characters and everything, or the side characters, and like I will be reading those because I'm so intrigued, and it was so unique, at least for me. I know like shifter and like paranormal romances exist, I just haven't read any. This is my first one, and I'm locked in. And then the next one is called Coming to the Dark. I'm gonna leave it right here. The 3 words I have for this are the author's note, and I'm gonna get off the screen because I am like, so do not look at me, do not judge me. This is crazy, y'all. This one is crazy, but like, it's literally, I could not blink. Maybe those would be the 3 words. I could not blink. If you read this, if you know, you know. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Moving on. Okay, so then I have my final Alexandria House book. I finished this yesterday, so it just made the cut to be in this video. It is Flagrant. This is book 1 of the St. Louis Cyclone series, and the 3 words I have for this are, or the phrase I have for this are, off the beaten path. I rated this one 4 stars. It's probably my highest rated Alexandria House book, honestly, because it is, and I argue like most of her books are more than just romance. There are normally like deeper themes into it, but this one was quite deep. If you have read Holding by Alexandria House, and like the hockey romance series, whatever, that second book, how that one was like a little bit deeper and more like, not gritty, but like has more substance, it has more background, it has more like, you feel more, it's more emotional. That's what this one was, and it was so lovely. It was such a breath of fresh air, and it didn't have me like kiki, like I don't think I laughed once. Normally I'd be giggling in her books, but like this one was, it was special. It was special. And I really liked it. So I'm wondering if the rest of the books are like that in this series. I have 2 more, but Off the Beaten Path, and I rated this 4 stars, if I didn't say. Next, that is also 4 stars, I have The Kiss Countdown by Ed Easton. The 3 words I have for this are low spice, high chemistry, and passion. So like I said, it's giving kind of like Jasmine Guillory, as far as like, well, Jasmine Guillory can be a little bit more spicy as far as like the frequency of spice. I wouldn't say it's anything that's gonna have you like sweating and panting and like calling a man up or anything, but like it is scenes in there, and I think this one has 1 or 2. It's pretty like sweet and passionate, but I feel like the way the growth of the characters and like the bond of the characters was so natural and organic. This is a fake dating romance, but it didn't feel fake. Like, it didn't feel like they were putting on airs at all. It felt like they were being themselves, and they were actually like growing to like one another. They actually had a respect for one another. It wasn't like a, you know, I hate you and I'm pretending type of thing. Like, they were actually like good friends, and we saw them like fall in love together. And I thought it was really sweet. Also, his family, so freaking sweet. Actually, the second book in the series is the male main character's sister, and I thought this was really cute. The next 4-star book I have is The Thing About Home by Rhonda McKnight. The 3 words I have for this are cute and fluffy, and then I also put the epitome of cute and fluffy. So you talk about cute and fluffy books all the time. This one is actually that. It starts out with a little bit of drama. And I have a reading vlog on this one as well on my channel. I'll link it down below if I remember. But I think it was so light. It was so light. The male main character is super sweet, but he also stands on business, and I respect that. The female main character had a lot of work to do, like on herself, could be argued that she could have done more. That's how I feel, that she could have done more, but she did do something, and she did have like a little bit of intent when her life went up in flames of her own doing, her and her husband. But I thought it was a very, very sweet book, and I can see why everyone like seems to really love it and rate it 5 stars and talk about it and gush it. Like, I understand the hype. Didn't quite make it to the 5-star mark for me. If she would have done a little bit more self-work, and if she would have been a little bit more intentional about you know, her journey, then I would have bumped it up a little bit more. But I still very much liked it, and I'm really looking forward to reading the other book by her, Bitter and Sweet. Is that on my TBR? Nope. Almost was on my TBR. Now I have the top 2 books of the month, and I think they like broke my scale. I put 5 stars on like all of my reading apps, but I think they're beyond 5 stars. The first one is Beautiful Broken Love by Shanora Williams. The 3 words I have for this are immediate top shelf. I don't think you guys have been able to see in my videos since I filmed this, but this is on my shelf with Fast by Millie Belizaire, The Garden of Eden by the same author, and Moth to a Flame. So you can only imagine like what this book did to me, what it did for me, what it did with me, how it made me feel. Like, those books made me feel human. The hype is so well deserved on this book. And I closed the book and I was like, I immediately want to read more. Immediately, I need more. I want this under my skin. I loved it so much. Also, the audiobook, 10 out of freaking 10. 10 out of 10. That girl put her, and I said this before, she put her foot in that audiobook narration. Like, so good. I didn't tell you nothing about the book, and I'm not gonna go into it blind. It's so good. Top shelf. Then the final book, I just gushed about this one. I told you I go from my least rated book to the highest rated book, and even though the other one is also technically 5 stars, it's beyond. And the name of the book is To the Moon by Evelyn Latrice. I rated this 5 stars officially, but it's probably definitely 6. I have not stopped thinking about this book, and the 3 words I have for this are on my mind with 5 hearts. Like, it lives in my mind. I want this under my skin. I could get these characters like tattooed. I wouldn't, but I loved everything about this book. The female and the male main characters are so, I love a flawed character. I don't like a toxic character, but like a human flawed character and like a raw, vulnerable love. Like, they're friends to lovers. And like, I'll do anything for you, but I'm also standing on business about what I need to do for me. And there's a respect there. There's a friendship there. There is unspokenness there. There's like found family. I love found family. There's such tight friendships. There is bonding. There's grief. There's everything in this book. And this is a part of a series. And I am so excited to get it. I read this on KU, but I will be getting the physical copies, and they will be going on my top shelf. I'm gonna need to make more top shelves, because I please, if you read this and read To the Moon. To the Moon is a little bit longer. This is like over 400 pages, but it's so good. It's so good. Okay, I could just sit here and think about that book all freaking day long. But yes, that's all I have for you guys today for my April reading wrap up. 16 books in a DNF. Very successful month, very impactful month, very diverse month. Loved everything about it. If you've read any of these books, leave them down in the comments below, your thoughts. Did we think the same on any of these? Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please consider subscribing before moving on. Other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.